Okay, so I wanted to come on here and kind of do response to the video I made last week about starting a conversation. There are a few people have made video responses, and I just want to say, like, if I don't answer your question, it's because I don't want to answer your question. No, don't take offense to it. I just don't want to answer your question because I don't want you to know. That's why. But and usually those are questions that people ask me through either my Facebook or my YouTube account, and they're private messages. But some of them will answer, and some of them I just won't answer because they're none of your business. But I know Mikey, the pagan Miguel, he asked me about my channeling and how I can show him how to channel. I can't show you how to channel. And not everybody channels the same. The way I channel is through cards, through the voices that I do. I do a lot of voice work in my magical practice. And sometimes I let other entities come through me and channel that way. I don't know how to explain it. I know what I'm doing, and I know that the messages that I give to other people through channeling, they know what I'm talking about, and the messages are for them. I'm just a vessel. I just give the messages. I don't predict the messages or give them out. I'm trying to think. I know there are a lot of other people who channel through writing, channel through interpreting signs and omens or dreams. There's all different ways of channeling. Not everybody can channel. Not everybody is meant to channel. If you are meant to channel, then you always channel. Oh, sorry. And you will, I don't know how to explain it. If you're meant to channel, you will channel, and there's no guide or there's no way somebody can teach you how to channel. It's either you have it or you don't. I know a lot of people wanted me to talk about black magic. Now, I'm not going to show you how to do anything. I can show you how to protect yourself from black magic, but when it comes to actually practice or sending out black magic, I am never going to show you or post anything unless, like, it's going to help a bunch of people. But there are some things that you need to keep a secret, and my black magic techniques and rituals are very secret, and only me and a few other people can do them. I know how to set up that structure, but I'm trying to think. Black magic. It's very hard to get into that subject without pissing somebody off. Or somebody writing me and telling me, like, oh, you shouldn't play around with black magic because it will come back to you and it will hurt you. If you're going to practice black magic, I'm not going to stand in your way or try to influence you in a different direction. You're going to do ultimately what you want to do. But I will say that black magic is easy for me. Hold on. It's easy for me because that is such a strong emotion to feel, as hatred or anger. And so a lot of magic is driven through emotion. But I think a lot of people want some kind of ritual that's either written out or for me to go step by step in a certain ritual because they want to get back at their ex or somebody in particular. And I'm not going to do that. I can do that, and I have my way of doing it, and it's very secret because I don't want people to know how I do it in case they try to use it on me. When it comes to, don't get me wrong, I have had experiences where it's blown up in my face, and I've been hurt really bad from it. But that was a long time ago. And remember, not everything that you see on my on my YouTube page is everything. There are a lot of things that I keep to myself. But what I choose to share with you, you can read in a book, you can find anywhere, you can find online. It's not that difficult. But there are some things that I've learned through meditation or altered states of mind where I have been open enough to really get down a certain technique to make my magic manifest. I know what to do, where to put everything. I know how to arrange everything. I know I can see things before they happen, not because of anything like supernatural, but because I have been doing this for so long. I know how things will pan out. So, especially when people come to me for a reading, a lot of times I can give a reading just by talking to somebody, just by kind of tuning in into their personality. And then I can tell, I don't know how to explain it. I can tell how, whatever it is they're talking to me about, I can tell how it's going to pan out just by the way they're talking to me and me listening to their voice and figuring it out that way. I do read cards, and I like reading cards. I love reading different kinds of cards, whether it's oracle cards, tarot cards, and even regular playing cards. That's another way that I channel, is through cards. But I could also give readings through candles. It's not by the glass. I mean, I could do that too, but I'm talking about I can turn a candle on, and those little taper candles, and through the flame, I can spy on you. I can see what you're doing. I can't do that to everybody, but a lot of people who allow me to do work for them, or who give me an opportunity to read for them, because I've already established that link with them, and I can see them in case I need to help them somehow, or they're in trouble, or if I know, I don't even have to give you a reading, I could just touch you. If I touch you or come into contact with you, or even if I talk to you long enough on the phone or via internet, I can attach myself to you and link that way. So I can give you a reading that way. But if it ever comes down where I need to defend myself, I can see you through that way. Or even if you're in trouble, and I'll know when you're in trouble. It's more than just a gut feeling. I just know. Things will start to pop up at me, or I'll start to get dreams, or I'll start to get these weird premonitions about you, and I'll know that there's something up. So I'll usually turn a candle on, and it's like scrying. You stare into it, and not everybody can see things, but I can. So I'll know what's going on and what's happening. Black magic is so popular now because of the whole YouTube thing and all the YouTube drama, and everybody wants to know, what can I do to get back at this person, or what energy can I cause up? Black magic really has to do with the heart of the only people who believe in black magic are people who fear the consequences of what black magic can do, it's nothing inhuman. We all feel negative emotions, we all feel anger, and we all feel sadness. We all feel these negative things, and it would be stupid to think that we wouldn't act on them, unless we suppress them. But we are ultimately animals, so it wouldn't be fair to say that we don't act on these kinds of things. Now, a lot of things can be considered dark or black, but ultimately it's up to you. Is it wrong for you? Because if it's not wrong for you, then don't worry about it. Just do it. Don't let other people's morals be imposed upon what you believe or what you want to accomplish, because ultimately you're the one that has to live with it, not anyone else. It's your life and no one else's. I'm trying to think. I had a point. So I'm trying to see how I want to word this. Don't write me anymore and try to warn me about the dangers of dark magic. I know the dangers. I have been faced with the dangers. I have gone through the brutal beatings, trust me. I know what I'm talking about. Remember, I'm not going to say everything on my YouTube channel, especially when it comes to things like that. But you don't even need a spell to create black magic. You can create dark magic just by talking, just by thinking, just by establishing an energy in your mind and letting that out through, through words. By sending out something negative, by thinking bad about somebody, by talking bad about someone with other people, you are creating an energy, and that in itself is black magic, if you want to call it that. But even light workers, okay, you are creating black magic still, especially when you're trying to do things to better yourself or to simplify your life. Even when it comes to doing magic to find a job, how do you know that the job that you're trying to get through magic wasn't meant for somebody else who needed it a lot more than you? No one wants to acknowledge things like that because, well, I'm helping myself. I'm trying to better myself. Well, so is that other person. So anything you do that is for your personal gain can be considered black magic. So you really can't put too much of a label on it because we are all human and we all do humanistic things and we're all trying to survive. So if you really want to be technical about it, being human is pretty dark. That's black magic. Just being yourself, I don't know what else to say about that other than no, you're not going to get a tutorial out of me on how to curse somebody or how to hex somebody. Maybe send somebody away that isn't, doesn't serve a purpose, or somebody who's hurting you. I might. Things and everything that I put on here, you could read in a book, okay? Except when I put things on my YouTube where I'm not talking and it's just music, that's actual work. And I'm not going to tell you how I do that. You can figure it out by watching it, but I'm not going to go into how I do it and like how do I activate certain things. The key is to activate your magical tools, your magical words. Everything is about activation. You have to learn how to activate those things. Just by lighting a candle and saying a prayer and watching YouTube is not going to activate your magic. Activating your magic really comes from talent. It comes from ability. Somebody texted me the other day, and they're a friend of mine. They're not on YouTube or anything, but they're like, what are the must-have books on the, what did he say? What are the must-have books on black magic or the real art? And I told him that there are no books. There are no must-have books. It's all about who you come into contact with outside of YouTube and who you exchange magical information with. Not anything you read in a book. Books can give you good framework and they can give you good direction on where to go, but ultimately you're never going to learn how to activate your magical tools, ingredients, or any of that through a book or through YouTube. You have to. It's almost like a secret sect of people. Even though there are many sects of people, different groups that know how to activate their magic, you have to be lucky enough to come into contact with somebody who is willing to show you and show you correctly. I don't care how many altars you have or how many videos you can put up of what you're doing. If you don't know how to make it work and how to manifest things, you are wasting your time. Practice all you want. But until you learn how to activate everything you're doing, all your tools, all your visualization, nothing you do is good. You're just basically, creating visual art. That's what it is. The whole setting up of an altar, the whole, lighting of candles, it's all magic, but it's all very artistic. It's all very beautiful, But do you know why you have the incense over here? Do you know why you have 2 candles over here? Do you know why you have this focal point? Why do you have all that? Just because in a book it tells you to gather these things because they represent the elements. Well, why do they represent the elements? How do you make them work? How do you turn it on? How does it manifest? How does it make your desire or your goal manifest into reality? They don't. You have to activate them. You have to learn how to manifest your desires and your abilities. And not everybody can. That's why people come to people like me who can help you manifest your desire. Because honestly, when it comes down to it, it has to do with talent. If you do not know how to play an instrument, but no matter how many pretty guitars or drum sets you may have, if you don't know how to fucking play, you're just wasting your time. You know, if you don't know how to manifest your desires, you are not a witch. You are not a magician. You're just somebody who collects the paraphernalia of the occult. And that's it. You can have all the books, all the jars of herbs that you could possibly fill in your room or your house. But if you don't know how to turn them on and activate them and make them work for you, then everything you're doing is pointless. And nothing you do will work. I'm sorry. That's just how it is. But that doesn't mean you can't do it. You just gotta, talk. Look, go to your bookstores. Go to occult shops. Don't waste your time on YouTube. YouTube is really good to kind of interact with people, but they're usually people who don't know anything. Pretty much. There are some people on YouTube that really do know what they're talking about, but you're not going to get everything out of them, and you're not going to, they don't always make themselves known, When it comes to traditions or religions, yeah, you're going to find real priestesses and people with labels of, what do you call it? I want to say clergy, but labels and ranks, especially like in more lower, not lower, but like like Santeria or Voodoo, or there's certain labels and ranks, and priestesses, priests, all of that shit, and that's not just them, but that's in a lot of traditions, especially like in Wicca. And traditional witchcraft, they have high priests and labels, but I'm talking about magicians, okay? People who don't have religious ties to anything, that practice magic. I know a lot of atheists who practice magic and believe in magic and can make it work, because it has nothing to do with the supernatural. It has nothing to do with religion. It has to do with energy, and it has to do with manifesting what's already inside you. You can get help from the spirits, definitely. But you can also help yourself. You just gotta learn how, or know how. Some people, I'm just gonna say it, you can't. And you never will. Maybe not in this life, but in the next life, you will definitely learn or come across people who know. But it's not meant for everybody. If it was, we'd all be witches. We'd all be magicians. There would have been no burning times. You know what I mean? If it was that easy. But I don't know, things are different now, especially because of the whole removing of the veil and Saturn going into retrograde. There are a lot of things manifesting a lot faster. People are opening up their eyes, obviously, but there are still people who will choose not to open their eyes, and that's fine. Don't worry about them. Just worry about yourself and your personal ascension. But no. That's what I wanted to come on here and talk about. So, goodbye.